Your brother's still in jail. You haven't seen him. People are worried that he might not even be alive. Is there any point where you'd be like, enough is enough?
There is no way they're going to harm him. The police said we are all with Imran Khan. Imran Khan's last tweet was, "Go and tell the people of Pakistan it is either liberty or death." He kept saying, "I'd rather die in jail, a free man, than bow to these dictators." He's there to awaken a nation. Most probably in the next few weeks, I'll be in jail as well. But that won't stop me from saying what I have to say. It's about people standing up for their own rights. Very important for Imran Khan. He's a precious gift to Pakistan, and people realize that and they love him for it.
Not everyone has your courage, Alima.
Imran Khan is for the people. If it means that we'll die in the process and we become martyrs, so it's okay. We love our country, so we will fight for it.
Hi, Alima. How are you?
Hi, Mario. How are you? Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to speak to you again. I remember last time we spoke, we were talking about your health and what could happen to you and whether you'll be arrested, which I know could still happen any day. On a positive note, I'm glad you're still walking free. Um, but on a negative note, things don't look good at all. So I'd love you to give the audience an overview of what's happening in one of the world's biggest democracies or democracies right now and the latest developments with your brother, former Prime Minister Imran Khan.
Oh, well, Mario, we take every day one day at a time. We have no idea how things turn, but our major focus, for 2.5 years has been Imran Khan, our brother, who's been in jail. It's 2.5 years now, nearly 2.5 years. And gradually they have reduced. In the beginning, when nearly over 2 years ago, we were able to, it was decided that Tuesday is going to be a family meeting day, according to jail manual, according to our, our constitutional rights. We have a right to meet a prisoner. Families have a right to meet a prisoner. Children have a right to speak to their parent, incarcerated parent, at least once a week. And in the beginning, his sons were allowed to maybe talk to him. It was managed maybe after once a month, or it was a bit of a struggle. But he hasn't been allowed to speak to his children for his sons for nearly 8-9 months now. And once maybe they gave him a chance for 3 minutes, which was sort of cut off, and the calls were cut off, and then another 3 minutes. And our family, including our cousins, my sisters, sometimes my brother's nieces or nephews, were able to visit him till beginning of this year. But gradually, it's the way they've done it. They've gradually reduced the visits. The party people, it was court-determined that party people known as friends were able to visit him on a Thursday, 6 people. And on a Tuesday, it would be at least 6 family members and 6 lawyers, keeping in mind that he has 300 cases, that he has to face 300 cases. He does need access to his lawyers. Gradually, they have sort of, for the past 8 or 9 months, uh, the family visits have become so sporadic. Maybe in the past 7-8 months, it's been 5 or 6 visits. And that also, that if we're all standing outside waiting to visit, after several hours, they'll suddenly say, maybe one sister can go and visit him. Or maybe other two sisters can visit. I'm generally not allowed. The only reason we've been able to see him in the past months was because him and his wife, Bushra Bibi, were facing a jail trial. And our lawyers told the judge that unless the family and the media is allowed into court, it's not considered an open trial, and he will not participate in the cross examination. So that was the only reason we were able to spend several hours with him. But the trial ended on the 16th of October. And that's the last time the lawyers and the family has been able to meet him. And after that, we did protest on every Tuesday. We would sit in several hours. Then, because of our sit in, my younger sister, Dr. Usma, was allowed in on the 28th of October. And then on the 4th of November, her and Bushra Bibi's daughter were the last people who met him. And since then, we have not been allowed any access. We have no information on how he is. And since the past few days, I'm sure you've also heard, there have been so many. I mean, since yesterday at least, there's been a lot of speculation about he's been moved from the jail. His health isn't, there's something wrong with his health, or he's been killed. As far as his that point is concerned, a lot of people have called us. Many channels have been trying to get in touch with us. M- Uh, our personal thought is that they would not dare even harm him. I mean, they just won't dare do that because simply because they know exactly what the consequences are. Because the people in Pakistan are already very angry. My sisters and I were in Peshawar yesterday. Yesterday morning, just to tell you how a normal day for us is, I appeared in a court hearing for myself in the morning in Rawalpindi in the anti-terrorist court. And the case against me is that I brought out Imran's message last year on the 22nd of November, in which my brother's message, Imran Khan's message, was that he wants people, his party or his people, he sort of gave a message to the people of Pakistan that you must come out for the rule of law, for democracy, because remember the elections were rigged last year, and he felt that there should be demand for a uh, investigation into the rigging. And the third was human rights, because a lot of people had been killed um, and after during 9th November protest, during 4th October protest, and he did ask for people to come out and protest for their rights. And so that is the case against me. And the judge wanted to start the trial, and what the lawyers felt was that he wants to hand over a conviction within a week of trial. So they, in the process that they wanted me to appear in court, our lawyers had challenged the jurisdiction of the court to hear this case. Instead, they blocked my accounts, my passport, my identification card, but they also blocked um, a charity hospital, because I'm a board member on the charity hospital, Shaukat Khanum Cancer Hospital. They blocked their accounts, and they blocked two accounts in Shaukat Khanum, and they blocked two accounts for the Namal University. And both these institutions, 70% people in Shaukat Khanum are treated free of cost, and 95% students in Namal University study on scholarship. So you block their accounts. So when our lawyer raised this issue with the judge said, I did not order uh, freezing of the charity institution accounts. So if the judge is not ordering it, then how can the State Bank of Pakistan block the charity accounts? There is no process of law. I mean, when Imran Khan says that the rule of law has collapsed, it has. That I stepped out to speak to the media about the blocking of Shaukat Khanum's accounts and Namal University's account. I had just finished speaking to the media. I turned around and there was police standing there. And I sort of moved to the side, and the police women came up to me and said, you can't, we've been asked to bring you back into court by the judge. So I said, but I came to speak to the media. Am I under arrest? They said, yes. So they took me inside, and the policeman locked the front gate of the courts. So when again our lawyer raised this issue with the judge and said, why was my client uh, sort of in a way, arrested outside. The judge turned around and said, "Well, I never ordered that. I never said that she should be arrested outside." So the judge basically wasn't giving these orders. Then it's just a little scary to think that uh, the decisions are coming and from elsewhere. So in the same case with Imran Khan, by isolating him, completely isolating him with no access, people have been asking us, how is he? We have to tell them we have no information. The only information we do get is from the media, because the jail authorities have made a statement that Imran Khan is well, he's in Adiala jail, he's not been shifted, and his health is fine. So, am I supposed to believe a statement coming from the jail authorities in the news? I doubt if
So
they will even dare to harm him. That we do understand.
so this is my question to you. Um, my question is why. So this is the former prime minister of a country, a very popular one at that. Independent polls put him at about 80%. And I won't go through exactly what happened with him. We've had many interviews, people could research it, but anyone watching this from the outside, I've covered democracies being shaken, being challenged across the world. And I've talked about Brazil, I've talked about Romania, and I've always said Pakistan is one of the worst right now in what's happening there, and it's on the edge, if not already past that edge of being no longer being called a democracy. So your brother is currently in jail. He's been in jail for almost 2.5 years, and for the first time now, they haven't allowed anyone to see him for almost 30 days, almost a month. Now, we've spoken before about him being in solitary confinement, his wife being in solitary confinement, his calls with his family, his sons, which he cherishes the most, being cut short, and being reduced gradually, as you said, visits by the family being reduced gradually. And what you told me before when I asked you why, you said to me, Mario, they cannot kill him, but they're trying to break him because what he's not doing, he's not accepting to reach any sort of deal with them. He's still challenging the current military establishment. He's still challenging what's happening in the country, and calling people to protests at different times. So their goal is to break him. Now, this time it's looking different because no one's seen him, and there is rumors about worries about maybe he's being slowly poisoned to make it look like a natural death. And I'm sorry, I'm talking about something that's very insensitive, but these are the times that we're currently living in. People are wondering whether he's even alive right now. We've talked about his health not being too well. And I think you or one of your sisters, I think one of your sisters convinced him to finally see a doctor because he's, a proud man that always wants to show that he's okay. But my question to you is, why do you think this time around they're not letting you see him? They promised you. Didn't they promise you that you'll see him today? And that doesn't seem that it happened.
Well, today was his, remember, there's the jail trial that, and that the jail trial ended on the 16th of October. 16th of October, the judge tells our lawyer that, remember, it's 16th of October, he tells our lawyer that I need 3 days to write the judgment, and I'll announce the judgment on Monday. It was a Thursday. So I'll announce the judgment on Monday because I have to go to a wedding in Peshawar. That's what the lawyer came back to us and told us. So we waited that the date he's going to give now for the judgment is going to be Monday. So after half an hour, most probably, you see, as my brother always normally says it aloud in court all the time, that he's got to receive orders from a phone call. He's got to take a phone call where he'll receive his instructions. So next thing we know is that the date he gave was like 3 weeks away or 4 weeks away. So that date has been extending from 16th of October. It extended twice, and today was the date when there should have been a court hearing for his judgment. We know what judgment, generally they are going to convict him again. That's what they normally do. We expect that. But we were hoping to be able to meet with him. His lawyers, his family were hoping that today, uh, when there's a jail court hearing for the judgment, we'll be able to meet him. And last night, late last night, they canceled today's date, and now the new date is the 20th of December. So the way it appears is that till the 20th of December, we can't meet him. So why have they given 20th of December? Like if you want to give a judgment, you completed the case on the 16th of October. So why is the judgment moved to 6 weeks away? If you want to you convict him or release him or sort of whatever, uh, it should have been announced. So why they are delaying it, like last Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday before this, when we were sitting outside the jail, somebody came up and says, you are not going to get to see him till Asim Munir gets his notification. I said, what has Asim Munir's notification got to do with us meeting our brother? This is our legal right to meet him. So the, they said that it's not going to happen this month. That day, about 9, 10 days ago, they brought in a unit of women, police women, and they were horrible. I mean, we were sitting in that first, they turned off the lights, street lights. We were sitting on a sidewalk, and there was not that many of us. It was maybe 11, past 11 o'clock at night, because we are protesting. But we are not harming anybody, we are not attacking anybody. We're sitting on a sidewalk. And these women, my sister just got up and stepped aside. We don't know what happened. We couldn't see. And we didn't even realize it till several minutes that she was on the ground. They were dragging her. We didn't know how to reach her because there was a ring of policewomen and then there was a ring of policemen. Eventually, my cousin sort of pushed these people aside. There were lawyers and some of the other ladies who were holding on to my sister. But in the dark, I see these two young girls who were always there, and they were holding on to my sister, and the police women were dragging her, and she was not conscious. And we tried to sort of, we reached out to her, we picked her up, we brought her back and put sort of seated her on the sidewalk again. She was not conscious. I mean, her eyes were open, but she's afterwards she says she doesn't remember. Then they said, well, we thought you're going to leave. I said, we aren't breaking any law. We are sitting on the sidewalk. Then they dragged all of us, and the policewoman kept saying, throw them into the van. My sister's 71 years old. So, and they picked up and beat up young girls and several boys and men and lawyers and members of parliament, and locked them all up in a van for till the morning. So there is no law, there is nothing governing, there has to be some concern about where do we turn to for justice when the judges can't seem to take their own decisions, when there is no court order that is going to be obeyed by a policeman. So the anger is increasing, Mario. We were in Peshawar yesterday. Yesterday was like the martyrs' anniversary, and they were having a function in Peshawar. So my sisters and I, we did go, and we met several of the injured. One of them had a bullet wound. Uh, so there was obviously, doctors will tell you that the bullet came from high up somewhere, and um, it had fractured his skull, but it didn't sort of skim the skull, but it did. So he's paralyzed because it did damage his brain. And he was sitting and telling my sister, who's a doctor, that I've got spasms in my leg, and everybody's helping out, of course, with that treatment. Another one who's still getting physiotherapy because he had 3 bullet wounds in his leg. But what was scary yesterday, what scared us, and we were discussing amongst ourselves, was the anger. The anger was scary because
Anger where? With
amongst
who? With the
amongst the
with
people.
PTI member, with Pakistanis, Pakistani population.
Yes, because they came up to us and they were demanding. They kept saying, why aren't you giving a call? I said, call for what? They said, we are going to go back to Islamabad and you give a call. And it scared me because they were very angry and very aggressive. And I turned to and I was telling somebody else, I said, we are not equipped to understand such things. Like, I can't give a call. These are somebody's children. I'm a mother. I could never give a call for any protest. When outside the jail, when they grab these young people and beat them up or throw them into a prison van, it really bothers me to a point that I started telling everybody, we don't want anybody to be here outside of Diyala. We'll be fine. Our sisters will sit outside. Please don't come here.
You've even you've even had your sons that were, I wouldn't even say arrested, they were pretty much kidnapped by the authorities. You had them, luckily you had a camera that caught that arrest. Now they've been released. Shersha and his brother,
Sorry.
um, Sherry's, I'm glad they're out on bail now. Both great kids, great gentlemen. I know them both. Um, but I want to go back to, so people are angry. There's a lot of people talking about going out on the streets. Is that why you keep saying they will not dare to kill Imran Khan? Because people will, that will be the match that lights the fire in Pakistan? Is that why you think they're too scared?
I think it won't be that fire. It'll be, from what I've seen, where they are saying things like, "We'll break the gates of the jail." That's that's concerning. Concerning in the sense that, you see, my brother always says the political process is something that contains emotions, because political process gives you a direction, and that is very important. It's when there's a breakdown in a political process uh, that creates an anarchy, something, then it goes beyond political process. It goes beyond discussion, and that is why direction is very important. And there were some of these political people over there, and I said, when I look at their faces, this is much more than there is aggression, there's anger. They're looking at us and saying, we need you to give a call. So, and I said that we are not going to give a call. But then they asked you, what are you waiting for? So so we were
A
really,
call for people to go on this, a call for people to go on the
yes, in fact,
streets.
you get
That's what
into,
people, so people are up because Imran Khan's been silenced, so his family members have become indirectly his voice, especially you. You're being charged with terrorism charges just because you've taken a statement that Imran Khan, former prime minister, your brother, said in jail, and you've shared it with the world. And it wasn't a call to violence, it was a peaceful statement. But you've done this multiple times. You continue to do this today whenever you get to see him. And this is the reason you face terror charges. But you and your family have become the voice of Imran Khan, and people are looking to you to call on them for this to go on the streets. My question to you is there a certain point where you will call for people to go on the streets if you don't get to meet Imran Khan by X number of days, if you don't get confirmation that he's healthy, or if something happens to him?
um, today, the chief minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, he's sitting outside Adiala jail. Today was there. They were on the list to meet Imran Khan. So at the moment, he's the chief minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and he's sitting outside with several of his cabinet members and several of the members of their parliament, of their assembly. So they are sitting outside. Um, the one of the head of the 8-9 party alliance. There's a 9 party national alliance that PTI is a member of. Uh, Mahmoud Achakzai. He's joined them right now in a protest. So the concern is there, and it's growing. Of course, it's growing, and there's impatience. It's the impatience. It's the anger. Um, it's not. We are not equipped to understand how this has to be managed. This is what political parties have to do, and this is what PTI will obviously have to manage, because what they are saying is what the people, they're writing to us and they tell us on the roads now. But yesterday's anger was quite disturbing. They said, no, give a call for Diyala. They said, break the locks. I mean, this is something that it shouldn't go in that direction.
Would you? But would you? Is there a breaking point where you would give the call, Alima? Your
Um,
brother's still in jail. You haven't seen him. People are worried that he might not even be alive. Is there any point where you'd be like, enough is enough?
I still believe that there is no way they're going to harm him. Shall I tell you another? I'll tell you why I feel that, because there's no one in Pakistan that's willing to they will that would hurt him some or the other. I can't imagine anybody would want to hurt him. So when we are outside Adiala on Tuesday and the Tuesday before that, I don't want anybody else. I don't want anyone to get into trouble, but I must tell you that. So the police over there, there's no will in the police. The police, there was a special unit they had to bring to sort of women. I'm so ashamed of the action of those women, because it's an insult to women to have women behave like that. Maybe because they don't feel confident enough and they think there's a chief minister, woman, female chief minister, this ridiculous woman who's encouraging these women to behave like that, like thugs, so that they get promoted. But the young boys standing in riot gear, they turned to us. We were standing, they're like facing us, they're confronting us. These young boys turned to us and said, "Why aren't you doing something?" And I said, "What do you mean, do what?" He said, "You should do something." I said, "If these people get upset, the people they're going to attack is you. You're the police and you're going to attack them. So, how can we have, you are our children on both sides. How can we have you confront each other?" The police said, "We are all with Imran Khan. You must do something. You have to get him out of jail." The police is saying it. He's saying all of us are with Imran Khan. You go into the military, they're saying we are with him. So basically, what is the way things are evolving, the anger is not just, and there's no will in uh, the security forces to attack their own people. It's just not there, and
So
it's
what are the options? But what Alima, what are the options? So your brother's still in
I
jail.
don't
It's been
know.
2.5 years. Doesn't look like he's going to come out. There's more of your family members are being targeted or arrested. Your sister's been physically assaulted yesterday or last couple of days. Um, I see three possible outcomes. One of them is they come to their senses and they release Imran Khan, um, with no preconditions. Number two is they keep him in jail for as long as possible. There's four options. Number three is the worst one is they do something to him. They poison him. And I'm sorry to say this again, but a lot of rumors are spreading about this. And number four, which I want to ask you about, is some sort of agreement. And I've pressed you for this before. Is there any chance that an agreement is reached between PTI, Prime Minister Imran Khan, and the army chief Asim Munir to release Imran Khan based on certain conditions whatsoever? Is there any dialogue at all with the military establishment right now for some sort of middle ground to get your brother out of jail finally and maybe keep them in power with certain conditions? Anything at all that may keep both sides happy to some extent? Because I'm worried all other outcomes are either not going to happen, which is to release Imran Khan with no conditions, and the other two are you know, keeping him in jail. He's 73 years old, or harming him, hurting his health, or killing him is not something anyone would like to see. So I'm trying to optimistically hope for some sort of, maybe naively hope for some sort of middle ground.
uh, Imran Khan's last tweet, last message that my sister brought out was that, "Go and tell the people of Pakistan that they have to first mentally prepare their minds, that it is either liberty or death." And that was his last message. So he's not somebody he's every message that he sends out in the last maybe 8 or 10 messages that he sent out with us, he kept saying, "I'd rather die in jail a free man than bow to these pharaohs and what we call Yazids." I mean, it's like these ultimate dictators. He said he's that's he's not there to run a country. He's there to make a nation. He's there to awaken a nation. People have to understand Imran Khan. He had options to leave prison on these deals or conditions or leave the country, don't open your mouth. Uh, oh, let's settle in between, accept this rigged government. Uh, don't say anything for 6 months. Don't say anything for keep quiet for 2 years. Let us do what we are doing, or keep quiet for 6 months. We'll shift you to Banigala. You can live at home and in house arrest. He's had all these offers. He's not in jail. He's there for something much bigger than himself. He tells us that. And we not only we support his cause. I wish we could be doing more than that. We are willing to go to prison. We are with him. We are willing to die because we've been threatened a lot of times. And most probably in the next few weeks, I'll be in jail as well. But that won't stop me from saying what I have to say. We don't have that fear. Not only myself, my sisters, it's a lot of people in Pakistan. A lot of people who you'll find outside Adiala on Tuesday have gone to prison several times. They've been picked up several times. Keep coming back. So this is building of a nation. That's what Imran Khan's goal is. It's about people standing up for their own rights. It is much more important than a government. Very important for Imran Khan. There are few people like that, like him, born in a century. He's a precious gift to the world, to Pakistan, and people realize that, and they love him for it. It's not a cult that what he's doing. So when you say deal, Imran Khan will never make a deal. First,
But we're also
secondly,
we're seeing
they
them.
won't kill him either. I don't think so. You see, the consequences are going to be for those people who try to kill him. They are not going to live uh, to see much more than um, what they think. They're not going to be able to take a flight and run away, and they're not going to survive this. So I don't think that would happen either. Um, uh, as far as Asim Munir is concerned, or the president of Pakistan is concerned, they've got a 27th Amendment to the Constitution, which has given complete immunity to the president, to Asim Munir, and it was also given to the prime minister. But unfortunately, prime minister's immunity was withdrawn because they realized that Imran Khan might benefit from it. So the next few days are critical. Um, it's not it's not the family which is going to give a call, but the movement is already there. The lawyers are all coming out onto the streets. So the political parties will have to guide the people on their protest um,
Are you
system.
Alima, are you worried about giving a call for people to go on the streets? Is that are you worried about that being used against you legally and you face even more charges and are jailed because of it?
Mm,
Or it's for personal reasons that you're not calling for people to go on
Uh,
the streets?
no, it's because somehow or the other, it's a political responsibility. Uh, we as a family, how can we give a call for people? It's a big responsibility. As I told you, when I see these children being um, beaten or thrown into a police van, trust me, it's very difficult for me as a mother to watch that happen. So, but the political parties have a process, and they are already organizing themselves. We know that the alliance is organizing protests, and they will be coming out. And the chief minister of KP, I think he's made some very strong statements today about, because if they do not give access, I think what the chief minister said, that he's going to block the province. Basically, he's going to shut down the province and have give no access to the other areas. So
Um,
that's a pretty serious thing to do. So the protests are going to get um, they're going to
so,
get a little.
Alima, I'm going to highlight something important. You said that the military, as this is all going on, the military, as of today, has more control than ever. They've taken pretty much direct control of the judicial appointments, being able to pick even the next chief of justice. They've given themselves lifetime immunity for the army chief, the man that calls all the shots, Chief Asim Munir, and also for the president, as you said. The military pretty much controls the courts. Judges have started resigning, those who oppose this development. And the military can pick senior judges. So things are not looking good. And even geopolitically, because of various geopolitical reasons, the US and Trump has gotten closer to Pakistan. Again, that's for completely separate reasons, unrelated to what's happening in Pakistan. We've seen the deal that Pakistan has done with Saudi Arabia, the security deal. We've seen clashes with India. So there's a lot of things happening outside of the domestic politics as well that is making the situation a lot more difficult. It's making it more difficult for someone like President Trump to speak up against what's happening in Pakistan. That's how I see it, like he has in Brazil or in Romania, for example. Um, my I want to go back to the question, the most important question for me though, and the one I asked when we started the discussion is why are they not letting you see him though? It's been 24 days. Why this development? What is their reasoning? What is their goal? What are they trying to achieve?
Mario, you just pointed out that when you've got the judges under your control, when you have given yourself lifetime immunity, uh, then why are you scared of a man in jail? You're scared of him because the whole country is standing behind him. So the fear is not of Imran Khan, the fear is of the people in Pakistan. So it doesn't matter what's happening geopolitically. When a population itself takes a decision on how they want to live their lives, that will be the change. That makes a nation, and that once we are the ones who are suffering. Saudi Arabia might have their own issues, but what about Pakistan? Our first primary responsibility is to Pakistan. The government's primary responsibility should be to its own people. And uh, uh, Imran Khan has sent out 10 tweets, I think about 9 times he's mentioned that he's intentionally, you're aggravating. He said to Asim Munir, you're intentionally aggravating a situation with Afghanistan. When this is a government which was friendly to Pakistan, we helped them bring peace in Afghanistan. And they are trying to rebuild their country. And you have just pushed out thousands, hundreds of thousands of Afghan refugees, supposedly who've been living here for 3 generations. So, who lost their businesses. You really, it was abusive the way they were pushed out. Then you start bombing them. So you create a conflict for them to attack back. So there's going to be, so you're creating environment like that. But what about Pakistan itself? Pakistanis themselves. We need, Pakistanis need to earn a livelihood. So whichever direction, if there's one man in jail who's got no access to family, friends, or lawyers, or his political people, why would they not let him meet his family at least? Why? Because what is their fear? It's not for us to answer that. It's for this government to tell us that when you've got complete immunity, judges are under your control. Who is not in your control? A man sitting in jail? No, it's because the whole population is not accepting what's being done. And there's social media, which is bringing this change in a new generation. 60% of young people, they are not subscribing to this old script. This is something that happened in Chile. Maybe Pinochet did that, I don't know, 50 years ago. These are not times that you play old scripts like that. So whatever direction it takes is not going to be, it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
A last question for you, Alima. Thank you for your time at this late hour. Is realistically speaking, where do you think if we speak again in a year, if we get the opportunity to speak again, what would you expect to see then? Where would you be? Where would your sons be? Where would the rest of the family be? And where will Imran Khan and Pakistan be?
Mario, when Imran was taken into prison, we somehow or the other we thought maybe a few months. It's 2.5 years now of courts and jail and court, and whatever it takes while Imran Khan is jail. Let me tell you about him when we met him on the 16th of October. He, uh, how can we look worried? He doesn't look worried. He looks quite content with himself. He's a person who's spiritually in such a high place that he knows that him being in jail is serving his goal of a people becoming a nation. So he's fine. So the problem that we face as a family or the public is we feel that if we see him and we meet him and he gives guidelines to his party or his people, uh, it sort of satisfies us. And the fact that they blocked access to him, next Tuesday we will not get up from Adyala. We will sit through the night. We will sit
The
till
jail.
outside Adyala jail. And if they throw us into prison, we'll we accept that too. They throw us 40 minutes away, we'll sit there. But we will sit out. That is one decision that we personally as a family will take. We, as I said, Mario, we don't give the call, but there's enough anger out there that we cannot give a call for something that we cannot take responsibility for. We don't know what direction it'll take. We don't know because their anger scared us. It's like as a parent, I when you see such anger, you try to subdue it. So, but the political party is active. There's a young chief minister in KP, and he's sitting outside Adyala till at least till half an hour ago. He was sitting outside Adyala, and if they bring out a movement, we will join it. But the call will come from the political party.
Alima, I'm going to add one more question, even though I said it is my last question. And there's something I think about a lot. Um, we've talked about you getting jailed earlier, and we also had your sons essentially kidnapped by the authorities and jailed for a period of time. The prime minister himself is in jail. People are getting beaten up, getting jailed. There's even a journalist that was, I know it's unrelated. It's many years ago, but that was killed in Ethiopia. I think it was a Pakistani journalist. I could be wrong if I
In
remember
in,
correctly.
in Kenya, Arshad Sharif.
In Kenya. Oh, okay. My apologies. Yeah, in Kenya, and that was in 2022. Um, but the reason I'm saying this is I look at this from the outside, and I've covered sensitive matters across the world in many, many countries. This one worries me the most. It's like even before this interview, the first thing I did is I told my team, guys, I'm a bit paranoid. I'm like, look, increase security. When I do an interview about the Pakistani situation, and that situation worries me. Seeing what the establishment is doing in the country, and I'm a foreign Australian journalist, protected in different countries, etc. So I'm not even close to facing, not even tiny bit close to what Pakistanis are facing. Anyone that speaks about Imran Khan. Imran Khan's name was, I don't know if it still is, but was banned from television. PTI, I think, was taken off the ballot boxes. Like, what's happening in Pakistan is mind boggling and terrifying. The reason I say all this is I want to ask you the question again. Are you and is your family, are you all not worried as to how far the military establishment will go? You said they will not harm Prime Minister Imran Khan. Maybe you're right. But I'm sure you would have said they wouldn't have jailed him. You said when they first jailed him, you said it will be just a few months, and now it's 2.5 years. So they're already doing things that you did not expect. So my question to you is, aren't you worried they take it a step further? They seem pretty adamant at making sure this matter is buried and they remain in power. That's at least how I see it.
Uh, uh, Not to forget that my nephew, who's got 10 year, he's convicted for
Of
10 years
course, of
through
course.
military court. My
He's in jail right now.
son
Yeah.
Niazi, he's already in jail. My brother, my nephew, and there's hundreds of others who are already convicted, and thousands of them facing trial. But somehow or the other, if you come to Pakistan and you come to the anti-terrorist court, you will not see anybody with fear on their faces. And that's the anti terrorist court that we go to. Uh, Neither the police, are the people who are attending. So I feel when there's no general tyranny, it's not all the way down the food chain. So one has hope. One has hope in our people. One has hope that we have Allah protects us, and Allah, we pray to Allah that you will guide us and you will protect my brother and all the people who are in prison. And I feel that there is change coming. It's in the air. There's some sort of a feeling that everybody seems to have now in Pakistan. We've gone through the period of fear, silence, absolute fear. We've seen absolute fear in 2023. We have seen, then we saw anger, but what we see right now is beyond anger now. There's something more to it. And I do feel that we are moving towards some sort of a change. And we are 250 million people, we sort of, we are a very large population. You can, my brother repeatedly sends out the saying of, um, or whom we call refer to as Hazrat Ali, the Prophet Muhammad's nephew, and his cousin and his son-in-law. He all his and people over here commonly uh, sort of repeat this, that you can live in a, society without um, any religion. You can live in a society as long as there's rule of law, but you can never survive. No government can survive. No people can survive in tyranny. That cannot last. So tyranny will not last. It just doesn't last, and it will come to an end. We feel it. It's a feeling I have that they will not harm him because the
I
policeman.
hope you're right.
Uh, I just feel it's not. It's just not possible because everybody, anybody up and down that food chain of command is not going to survive it. I'm telling you, it's not just myself. It's about everybody. I think 80-90% of this public will not accept it. And there will be no government left after that. And there'll be nobody who's going to survive it. That's how serious it is. That's why when we were meeting these young people yesterday, they kept saying, just we have to give a call to Adiala jail and we'll take him out of jail. So you don't want that sort of anarchy either. So it's got to be a political process. They have to understand that they can't do that. And how can you how can you be a tyrant in a country in current day and age just because you feel that you've got support from other governments overseas? For that matter, Mario, now that you mentioned about the geopolitical situation, Pakistan is a member of Commonwealth, and this is a discussion one day. We keep forgetting that Pakistan is a member of Commonwealth. We don't even know. Don't you think all these organizations or these charters are becoming redundant? I think even the UN is becoming redundant. I don't think it has become like a one big business. Why are we a member of Commonwealth when the three main points of that charter are uh, democracy, rule of law, human rights? If these are the principal values of the Charter of Commonwealth, how come no Commonwealth member has raised their voice for the people of Pakistan? So what is the point of being part of a geopolitical, like an international global family, when nobody speaks up? Because it's not for the interest of the population, but you're of the people of a country. But you don't speak up because of what you just said is geopolitical situation, which is interests which concern them. It's like not in our self-interest. So it doesn't matter what sort of a tyrant exists in one country while you speak about democracy. So what happens in Pakistan, and they say that two people asked me this, journalists asked me this question, are Pakistan, is Imran Khan anti-West? Imran Khan is only pro his people. Nobody's anti anybody else's country. We are not interested in any other country. We do not wish. Imran Khan has always said that we should be a community of friends. We speak as partners. We do deals with countries for common benefit. But you cannot be a client state because it doesn't benefit. Imran Khan always said that my primary responsibility is the people of my country. And that's what every political government will say. So when you just said that Pakistan has a contract with uh, uh, Saudi Arabia,
Saudi.
so what benefit is it to Pakistan? What is the benefit to the people of Pakistan if there's a tyrant sitting on top of a country, but helping another country? M- Military forces, security forces, they they need the backing of their people. They need the backing that their people stand behind them, their countrymen stand behind them. So when you don't have the backing of your own people, it's not um, th- the morale of a military is deeply affected. You have to keep in mind that my husband was in the Air Force, and if you and a lot of our family members are in the military, have been in the military, and still are in the military. So it's very important for the people of a country to support their security forces. And at the moment, there's a low morale simply because the people are very angry with their military forces.
Mm. Alima, I really hope, I've said this before and it's looking more and more grim, but I really hope in a year's time I'd be able to sit with you in person in the beautiful country of Pakistan, sit with Prime Minister Imran Khan, the rest of the family, and even the person that everyone is criticizing right now, the army chief, Asim Munir, the current president, Sharif. I hope this ends well for the country and for Imran Khan. I hope justice is served at the end of this. Um, I just don't know how we'll get there, and it's looking grimmer and grimmer. But I also respect your fight, that and you, of you and your family, and even your sons, everyone else, but especially yourself, always coming doing this interview despite constantly being threatened with going to jail, facing charges just for spreading the message that Imran Khan is asking you to post. And you continue doing that. So I respect and admire your courage, and I hope things end well over the next few months. Thank you for your time, Alima.
Thank you, Mary. But you can come to Pakistan even now. What's stopping you?
It is.
Come and visit.
Look, seeing how bold. I would love the country. I've been invited more than once. I love the country. I've never been. I really would like to go. But just seeing how far they've gone to silence you and everyone related to Imran Khan, um, it's it's probably the top of the list of the countries I wouldn't go to. That's how, and this is sad. This is a democracy as part of the Commonwealth. This is so sad that Pakistan has gotten to this level. It is so sad. Um, but I hope to, I respect your optimism, and I hope to share it soon as well.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Alima.
Good night.
You're stronger than me, Alima. You got more courage than me. I'm a chicken. It's too scary.
No, actually, if you're in a situation, it doesn't look that bad, by the way. If you're in a situation, it isn't somehow or the other. You have you ever wondered how people lived through 5 years of World War or First World War or Second World War? I used to wonder how did people get through a war?
Me too. Me
Uh,
too.
but when you're in a situation, you deal with it as it's happening. So you
Survival
actually
instincts.
you lose your fear.
Adapt.
You get no, and you lose fear. One thing that happens is that I see people who've been through this for a couple of years. They are jolly, they are happy, they are joking. Even in the world wars, if I used to read about that, they were dancing in the street, they were happy and they were joyful. So you wonder, you're in the middle of a war. How does that happen? So we are in the middle of a war, and yet the so I suppose that's what the war does, or hard times do to people, that it builds them up. It doesn't destroy
Mm.
people, it builds them up. So what's
I-
happening in Pakistan is building people up. It's building everybody around us. We don't see fear around us. So there are advantages to this. It helps maybe build a nation, and we pray for Pakistan. Thank you.
there's a reason that there's a reason that people say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. There's truth to it. When I speak to people in Gaza, I remember when Ukraine war started, everyone was shocked when videos of people partying came out in the first few months. I'm like, And the people, everyone around the world is like, how do people party in Ukraine in the war? I'm like, guys, people adapt. When there's war, people in Gaza adapt. They still try to smile. Humans are really good at adapting, and um, some more than others. And you're definitely on top of that chain and how well you've adapted to the current circumstances. So not everyone has your courage, Alima.
Well, we don't have a choice. But
Thank you for your time,
I
Alima.
think the best gift I would say Allah has given us is that we don't have fear. That's the best gift that we have, and we will fight. We will fight. Our family will fight. Um, it's not an option. Um, our brother, we will not let anything happen to him. That's why when you say anything is good, anything has happened to him, I said absolutely not. It's impossible. The people in jail would protect him. I'm telling you, the policeman in jail would protect him. Everybody. This is Imran Khan calls it Asim law. So for one man, why wouldn't people sacrifice a leader like Imran Khan for that one man, no matter what the orders are? Nobody's who's going to
Mm.
come and kill him. They are not going to touch him. That's why I'm saying nobody's going to give up a human being like Imran Khan for the field marshal. He's an employee, he's a government servant. Imran Khan is somebody that people have selected. He's somebody that has gone up the the f- sort of the up to the
Food
those rank,
chain, the
up the
political
food
ranks.
chain or the he's ascended in the military as an employee of the country. Imran Khan is what people have selected and they love him. So there is no comparison. You choose to be a dictator for what purpose? To serve the country? No, it's for yourself. Imran Khan is for the people. That's the difference. It's like day and night. So there's no comparison. It doesn't mean I have a gun in my hand and I have a right to shoot anybody I see. No, it's not going to happen. We're going to fight it, Mario. And if it means that it's going to that we'll die in the process, and in Islam we become martyrs, we become shaheeds, so it's okay. But we will fight. We don't want to be remembered as somebody who did not put up a fight for the right thing. So we are not fighting because we need some money out of somebody or we want to plunder the country. We are fighting because it's we love our country. So we will fight for it.
Well, I wish you all the best, Alima. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, Mario. Good night.
Bye bye. Good night to you.